Basically, ADAPT Group is a group that is dealing with low carbon technologies, and we have been approached about network waste, who is actually dealing with the management of the waste, and they told us, well, we have a client, a paper mill in Scotland, and they have some paper waste, and they ask us how they can basically use it in a sustainable way. So they came to get our advice, and we have spent already a few hours discussing the possibilities that then later on we hope we'll be able to present to the client in Scotland and hopefully maybe turn them into some action. Well, basically we are focusing on two, so to say, venues. One of them is to use the paper crumble and construction materials, and it can be, for example, by blending the paper crumble with concrete, and that would be something that well, we see as a kind of let's say quick win, because we know that there are already companies that are doing this, and you can basically find on internet companies that will say, well, just give us your waste and we will use it in the construction materials. And the second venue that is a bit more interesting from, so to say, research maybe aspect is basically to look, okay, can we turn paper into a feedstock, into bioprocesses? And that is something that we are currently investigating. Well, I think that it is not far, and it's not the problem that it's something that is still in the researchers' papers, because there are actually already companies that can help you to turn paper into feedstock, into bioprocesses. The problem is that there are so many bioprocesses that in each case there has to be analysis performed of the paper waste, where we can actually see, okay, this is how much we can get out, and if there are any toxic substances that can have negative influence. So I would say, yeah, it requires a bit of work, but it's not something, you know, totally that we should be still only dreaming of. It's approaching. Well, with this particular case, we are now at the stage of searching for a laboratory that will basically perform specific analysis that will tell us, okay, this is what you actually have in the paper waste, except for the paper, because it's not only the case that's pure paper. And probably they will as well run some tests to already see, okay, how much of the actual value for the bioprocess it could have, and how much could be obtained from this paper waste, which will then of course have implications on if we use it in the further steps, then what could be the yields to obtain. Well, the nice thing there is that at this stage the paper waste, which comes from the paper mills as a quite a wet stream, is being dried, and that uses plenty of energy, because getting rid of water usually uses plenty of energy. And the paradox here is that then we are actually drying a paper in order to burn it to provide energy. This is alternative application that will basically allow us to use the paper waste as it is, hopefully, and it would increase the sustainability. It would lower the carbon footprint, because we are basically closing the cycle. We are going in the direction of having processes where you don't speak anymore about waste. The waste becomes the feedstock into another process.